All right, we live, man. Welcome back to Man Down Sports, man. Me and Jay, man, got y'all for this whole episode, man. We should take about 45 minutes, hour. I think we can plow through all this stuff real quick.
Pause.
Uh, do I got to pause? I don't know. I don't know if I
Nah,
got to
nah,
pause.
man. I am a plower.
Yeah,
Let's go.
yeah. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to agree with that. Come on, man. Come on, man. But yeah, man. If you're watching this from YouTube and you're not subscribed, man, make sure you subscribe. And if you're watching this from Facebook, we would love for you to go over to YouTube and subscribe over there. But you can continue to watch us from Facebook. And yeah, man, we're trying to get a new schedule going. I think Saturdays is going to be our day, but we don't have a time yet. So I don't know. We're gonna try mornings. We're gonna try afternoons or whatever, evenings, whatever. We'll see what we're gonna do, man. But yeah, man, we got a lot of stuff we gotta talk about. And Jay, you might not know about this Give It a Ring, this sound bite that's out there. Or did I send it to you? Did I send it to you already?
Uh-uh.
All right, so pretty much, man, on Gil's Arena on his podcast, man, him, Brandon Jr., Rashad McCants, and his hosts, I mean, they going at it about who the top 5 players is in the NBA, man. You know, and Brandon Jennings was basically saying, look, man, the foreigners got it on lock. You know, there's no more American-born superstars in the top 5. He said it might be one, right? So I'm gonna play for you. I'm gonna let you hear what their argument was, and then I want to get your thoughts on some of the names they threw around and some of the stuff they said, man. It's a long segment, but I'm gonna play probably only like 2 minutes of it though. But all right, here you go.
America need to take back its respect in basketball.
Yes, because I feel like right now, it's only probably, man, it might be one player that's American that's top 5 right now in the NBA.
Stop.
Okay.
Top 5.
That's fine.
Top
That's
5. The best players,
Yes.
like being an
You know what
NBA
I'm talking about?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about. He just
No, I'm
listen,
talking about
fuck all
best.
that. Listen,
Best?
listen. Yeah, okay. Let's go Luka. Right. Let's go Embiid. Let's go Jokic. Let's go Giannis. And you know, I'm thinking 90%.
There
You
ain't
know
no
what I'm
Curry.
drinking?
There's no.
Yeah, Curry's right
There
here.
ain't no KD. There's no Kyrie. What are you talking about?
You talking about the hottest, best
We're
player
not
right
talking
now.
about hot. We're not talking about records here. We're not talking about the top 3
Top
teams
5
who got the
right now.
who has the best.
Top 5 right now.
5 best players.
It's at least-
Take your record
It's
out
at
of
least
it.
4 Europeans in
This
the
has
top.
no
It's
record.
it's at least 4.
We're not
four
talking
Europeans
about
in the
You
top.
said
record.
KD still in the top 5?
Fuck yeah.
Oh, come on, Gil. Come on, Gil.
What?
Luka
Come on,
not in the
Gil.
top 5?
Come on, Gil. Come on, Gil. And I love KD.
Hold on.
I love KD. And I
Luka
love
not in the top
KD.
5?
But right now, we talking about right now?
Luka
Right now.
not in the top
We're talking about
five?
right now.
Right
Luka
now.
not in the top 5?
Luka not in the top 5? Let me
Over who?
What do
me
you mean?
go.
Over
Over
who?
who?
Nigga, just answer the question. Is Luka not in
Here
the
we
top
go
5?
again.
Let me leave. Let me leave right now.
Let me
If it's not
name
4 Europeans in
So-
the top 5, I'm out. Bro,
Luka not in the top
but
5?
y'all better work on
4
y'all. Man, y'all
European.
better work on y'all
Man,
game.
you-
Y'all better work on y'all
y'all
game.
think like KD.
Better work on
Y'all
y'all
think
game.
about KD like he's sleep.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
KD.
No,
See,
it's
KD.
Joel Embiid.
First of all, who's better than KD?
I just named 3 names.
Who?
Right now.
When we talking about getting buckets and playing basketball,
Jason
who's
Tatum.
better?
Jason
than
Tatum.
KD.
Jason Tatum.
Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, first
That's
of all-
zero. That's my zero.
Hey,
But y'all better stop
hey,
bullshit.
Jason Tatum.
Y'all better stop playing.
I'm going with Jason Tatum.
Them records fucking
Going
y'all.
with Jason
Hey,
Tatum.
McKen, we talking to somebody that like losing. You ain't
See,
talking
that's
about
why
nobody
y'all
winning.
putting winning in. Y'all
Yeah,
talking about the
of course,
better teams.
nigga, of course.
No,
Of
we're not
course.
talking about the
Of
best
course.
team.
Yeah,
You're saying the
what's
best
up?
player.
You're the best player
Not
and your
the
team
best
is winning.
player on the best
You're the
team.
best.
KD, you said KD
We're
the best
not
player?
talking the best player on
You
the
said
best team.
KD the best
We're
player?
talking about put them 5 out there. Who's gonna be the best player?
I don't
Right
even.
now.
We're not talking about
Hey,
right
you
now.
won
Hey,
60
I got
games.
a
You
bet.
want no.
Hey, I got a bet right now. I bet you the USA team don't win the Olympics. Yeah, let's talk about it. Hey, let's talk about it.
We got the World
Let's talk
Championships
about it.
coming.
Steph,
let's
World
talk about
Championships
it.
first. No, he
Let's talk
said
about
Steph was in.
Steph.
He said
Yeah,
Steph was in.
Steph.
He
Steph is
said
my nigga.
Steph was in.
You see what I got
Steph
on?
is the number.
Steph.
He's the
Put the
one.
camera on me. You see what I got on?
Steph.
He
I'm
said
here.
Steph was
If
in.
you-
I'm here.
Steph,
I'm
if
here
you
with
He
listening-
said Steph
I'm here
was
with
in.
30.
No, Steph, if you're listening,
I'm here with 30. I'm about to go see Steph after this. Don't worry.
90 proof is a little too strong
No, it
for
ain't.
B. Jennings.
No, it ain't.
No one put it down to 40.
All right. So they said a lot, man. Which side you on, man? So Brandon Jenner said there's only one dude American born is in the top 5, and he said that's Steph. He said the rest of them is all foreigners. He said it's Luka, it's Jokic, it's Embiid, it's Giannis. That's and Steph. That's his 5. And Gil is saying, look, man, you acting like KD ain't what he is, man. KD still that dude.
Hold on, run those 5 names again.
He said Luka, Jokic, Embiid, Giannis.
Nah. I think that Brandon Jennings tripping. That ain't wrong. He wrong. I would say that you could make a case for those 4 to be in the top 10, but those 4 does not comprise the top 5. I think of the people that he said, Embiid, Jokic, Luka, Giannis, I think one of them are in the top 5.
Which one though? Which one? Because I got an argument to say Luka is nowhere near the top 5. I got an argument.
Well, the one that the one I'm putting there is Embiid.
I'll put him in there.
The one I'm putting in the top 5 is Embiid, and I think Giannis may be 6, but Giannis may be 5 as well. Like Giannis is on the brink, but Luka and Joker are not in my top 5. I don't think that they are top 5. I think Joker is people are a prisoner of the moment with Joker. Like
I agree.
He is literally doing what Russell Westbrook did at a slower pace.
But winning though. I do gotta give him credit for winning. You know, he's doing what Russell did.
It ain't just him. That team is stacked from top to bottom.
It's stacked. It's not stacked with superstar. I mean, you could say Jokic is a superstar, and you can say
you don't build a team. You don't build the Gary Payton, Karl Malone, Shaq, and Kobe Lakers showed us you don't build a team without superstars. You gotta get people that fit together and that are role players. You need a superstar or 2.
Yeah.
And then just the pieces.
Yeah, I agree.
And their front office has really put together a really good team. Well, they put together a good team, but they've let a few of the pieces walk in free agency, which
they did. That's gonna cost them. But I agree with what you're saying, but I don't agree with the example you use with Gary Payton and Karl Malone.
They was over the hill.
They wasn't superstars anymore. they used to be. So you don't build a team that used to be superstars. You don't want to do that unless you're used to be superstars or your bench players. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was a bad example, but that was the quickest team I could think of with like big names at every position.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. But this is why I will go with it. I'm more leaning toward Gilbert's side than I am with Brandon Jennings' side. I don't think it's for because Brandon Jennings really want to say is all 5 of them are European, because I've heard that before on several ESPN shows. They just throwing Steph in there for what he recently did when they won the championship year before last. So it's a lot of recency bias, and a lot of it depends on how far your team went. And if you're somebody that's like Kevin Durant, that's like really good, and everybody know you're really good, and all the players say you're still the best and most unguardable player in the league, they can say all that they want. But what sports media would say is, well, the success of his team hasn't shown that he's that good anymore. So they'll just take the team success and come to a conclusion. Like, all right, well, you was in Brooklyn, and forget the fact that Harden and Kyrie was hurt, and Kyrie was suspended 2 straight years and couldn't help him out. Forget all that. They just say, oh, well, Brooklyn didn't do anything, so that means Kevin Durant's not good. It's the dumbest way of judging players in the world. But for me, KD's still number 1, Steph number 2. So the first 2 are American-born players. And then I would start the debate with Embiid, Giannis, Jokic, Jason Tatum, Devin Booker, Kyrie Irving. Like, it's so many people in that little bunch. And then if Kawhi is healthy, it ain't even an argument, because Kawhi fits right in at number 3. So a healthy Kawhi is number 3 for me. So it's KD, Steph, Kawhi, or maybe KD, Kawhi, Steph. So if Kawhi is healthy, that's the top 3.
I think a lot of people has taken the notion, because of them trying to make AD the number 1 in LA, that Bron has fell real far down the top 10 list, and he really hasn't. Like, his game was, huh?
Well, you got him at.
I would have him at 5 right now.
You will have LeBron at 5. So
I would have him at 4 or 5.
So that makes it even more crazy of people wanting to put the foreign-born players in there. Because I mean, let's say I agree with you on LeBron still being top 5, which I don't. I just think he's too far past his prime and in that age where I can still show you LeBron some nights, but I can't show you LeBron for 7 straight games in the series, in the playoff series. Like, you know, he got to take a night off. You get what I'm saying? One. You know, it's like if you got 2 cars in your backyard and you telling me which one performs the best, and you got one that used to be a beast, but you kind of got to let it rest every now and then. You can't take it on the highway every day. It can't be your everyday car and the car you put on the highway. You can only use it. Yeah, I'm gonna roll this out when I'm going out. You know, that's what LeBron is. And then you got this other car that happens to be luxury and all this other stuff. It looks good. It performs nice. I can put it on the highway. It can be my everyday car going to work. That's a beast. Like, you can't ride LeBron like that no more. You can't ride him till his wheels fall off. You gotta preserve him.
But I think you can. I just think that in gearing up for the playoffs and the long season or whatever, I think he chooses not to. But I think it's still there, and we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, it's still there when he can muster it up. But I mean, if he go too hard for 10 straight games, he might have to miss 4 games.
As I'm sitting here and listening to you and just really thinking, Luka not even in the top 10, bro. And
I'm not willing to put him outside the top 10, but he's closer to 10 than people think he is.
I could probably give you 10 better than Luka, and not listing Giannis, Joker, or Embiid.
Okay, let's do this.
We'll take all 4 of those European players out, and I can give you 10 better.
Let's do this right now, because the foreign players that everybody's saying is in the top 5 is definitely Giannis, Luka, Jokic, and Embiid. Those 4. So we both agree Embiid is in the top 5, right?
Embiid is there.
Do we both agree that Giannis is there?
Giannis is on the cusp.
But you got LeBron over him though, right?
So him and LeBron are right there for me.
Okay, and so this is my thing. I personally don't have Jokic there. I think Jokic is really good. But I mean,
I can understand why people
proved he
put
belong
Jokic there. I can understand why people put Jokic there, but I could probably give you 8 to 10 basketball players better than Jokic, just a better player.
I don't know about 8 to 10 though, Jay.
I
don't know about 8 to 10. So let's do this. Let's do this, because I don't want to get into the Jokic thing. I got him in there. You don't have him in there. I got Jokic in there, right? But I don't have Luka in there, and I want to see how many people we agree that are better than Luka, right?
All right.
And let's take the health out of it, because that's a conversation for another day. If they're, if they can't stay healthy, then okay, that's another conversation. Let's say they're healthy.
And this is top of the dome. This is like
it's impromptu. This impromptu top of the dome, right?
Right.
I definitely got KD over Luka.
Yes.
You agree? Okay. I got Kawhi over Luka.
Absolutely.
I got Steph over Luka.
Yep.
I got Kyrie over Luka.
Yes.
Which is interesting because Kyrie has to play second fiddle to him, and I think Kyrie is a better player. So
yeah, absolutely.
I got Kyrie over him. I got Dame over Luka.
Yep. Dame is there.
I got Giannis over Luka.
Hold on, we're not we Giannis is over him, but I was gonna shy away
keep
from
the foreign board play. Okay, keep the foreign blown plays out. Okay, all right.
Them four, so
all
we can still we can still touch a foreign player because I got somebody that's sneaky better than Luka. I'm not gonna say that he's sneaky better than Luka, but I guarantee he'll have a better season than Luka this upcoming year.
Depending on what you define as better, because the way they define better now is who putting up the most stats.
I think he'll put up more stats, and this team will win more. But
okay,
just watch.
Okay,
just
so
watch.
As a number
so 3.
So far, we got 5 U.S. players that we agree that's better than Luka.
And
right?
And the list ain't
even over. Okay, Devin Booker.
Booker was next. That's right.
Okay. Now here's where it gets a little tricky. That's 6 right there. I got De'Aaron Fox over Booker. I mean over Luka. That's 7 for me.
I don't know. That's a good one though. That's good.
Okay.
That I'll go with it.
Okay. What about that's 7? What about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander?
8.
That's 8. And that's as far as I go. I'll put Luka at 9 after that.
Nah, we never said Brian.
Oh, that's 9.
We never said Brian.
Now Luka's at 10.
I'm still willing to go. I'm willing to go AD. We not talking about health.
Woo,
that's talking
10.
about health.
So Luka is outside of the 10, and that's not including the foreign players. Luka is outside of the 10, and the only debate for me.
I'm not finished.
Okay, I forgot about AD. I'm glad you said that.
I got Jason Tatum.
That's 11. Yo, hey,
and I might.
That's 11.
I'm going through rosters real quick in my head. Fuck it, I got to do it. I think B.I. is a better ball player than Luka.
I do too, but
I can understand why Luka's ranked higher.
Yeah, I would rank Luka higher than B.I. because it's something more I want to see from B.I.
Right.
I want to see, and we almost seen it last season in the playoffs when C.J. McCollum actually came to help him out. And I think with Zion being there and the style that the Pelicans play when Zion is on the floor versus what they have to play when he's not on the floor is so different that it's always going to mess with Brandon Ingram's game when Zion is in and out of the lineup. So the consistency that we want to see from Brandon Ingram, it really ain't gonna be there. But if you threw Brandon Ingram on Dallas and there was no Luka and they was running the same offense, everybody just stand around and set screens for Brandon Ingram, who knows what his stat line will look like.
So here's my weird thing. I don't necessarily think he's better than Luka, but I think he'll perform better than him this upcoming season with his new team.
And who's it?
That's Porzingis.
Nah, I got Luka over him.
No, listen,
I got Luka over Porzingis. He gonna ball out though.
Porzingis being a third option on that team is crazy.
That was a good pickup.
It's gonna be real good. So I'm not saying that Luka is. I'm not saying that Porzingis is better than Luka. I'm saying that he'll have more success this upcoming season. Oh, Jimmy Buckets!
We forgot about Jimmy Buckets, man.
Jimmy Buckets, you are absolutely correct.
That is
So I know that, and I know there's somebody else we're forgetting, like because it's just we
I'm
trying to
not
stay in
putting
the
Ja-
league
I'm
real
not
quick.
I'm not putting Zion, John Morant, or Trey Young over Luka. I at least give Luka that. Yeah, but
you could
that's possibly a debate. It's a
you can
debate,
make a
maybe.
case for young shooters. You can
Yeah,
make
you
a
can
case
make
for
it. You can make a case for Young. They can you make a case for LaMelo? I don't know.
We haven't seen him a whole season healthy.
Yeah.
Now I'm
They say
not saying,
I got
and
Luka
again,
over Porzingis, but y'all sleeping on Miami Heat Jimmy Buckets. Yeah, you might be right. We might be sleeping on Jimmy Buckets, but like it's kind of hard to have that argument for Jimmy Buckets when he waits to the playoffs to show that he's Jimmy
I was about
Buckets.
to say Jimmy will take the whole season off,
Yeah,
and then come bust your head in the playoffs.
yeah.
I'm trying to think if there.
But
is
like
there
we
any
said,
other-
without health being a factor, these are people I just think they're better basketball players than him. And
would
by
you
that,
go Paul George though?
He's not a better performer than Luka. I think he's a better basketball player. So look, this is how I look at it. If I'm just judging who's a better basketball player, there's several people in front of Luka. If I'm judging who's a better performer, there's a lot of factors that come into performance. Some of the factors that's going for Luka and his performance is the fact that they're relying totally on him for their offense.
Mm-hmm.
So his numbers are always going to look much better than certain players and inflated even. Also, what he has going for him is the league is pushing him as a marquee player, so he's going to get calls that Paul George would not get, and that's going to help him as well. So the business side of the NBA on top of the offense that they're playing in Dallas is always going to be fool's gold for people who can't look below the surface and see what's really real. But as a basketball player, you have to play both ends of the court, and half of the game is offense, half of the game is defense. And on offense, half of the game is what you can do with the ball, and half of the game is what you can do without the ball, right?
Sure.
And when you start looking at it that way, you can X the defensive end out, so that already puts Luka at 50% of a basketball player. And then on offense, he does absolutely nothing without the ball. So that drops him down to 25%.
Yeah, but here's an interesting question, and going with this comment right here is it's kind of wow, But here's an interesting question, right? How many of those? I think we got 14 or 15 players above Luka right quick. How many would you?
He said Pascal Siakam too. That's tough, man. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
How many of them would you put over Joker?
How many of those players would I put over Joker?
Yeah.
Not a lot of them. I mean, the worst I would have Joker is probably 6 or 7. That's that's because the defense is taking them.
And I got him at like 7. I got him at like 7.
But best I got him at 4 or 5. So he between 4 and 7 for me.
And that's fair.
4 and 7. And then if we having a different conversation and we're saying that Kawhi, because of the injury, you got to kind of reduce him, then that's going to fare better for Jokic, because my top 3 is going to be KD, Kawhi, and Steph all day long. Those are the most complete play. Well, KD and Kawhi are the most complete players in the league to me. Joel Embiid, another complete player on both ends of the floor. So, and then Steph is just, Steph is Steph. He's special, so,
yeah. Here's the thing. We can't get confused here, right?
All right.
The NBA is sports entertainment, and that's a term that's usually used for wrestling, right?
Same business model.
Yeah. So it's sports entertainment. The European-born players and the way that they've played the game in FIBA make sports entertainment come really easy to them. So while they may look like superstars playing in the NBA, it doesn't necessarily mean they're the better ball player, because there's a lot more than just playing ball when it comes into the NBA product.
Yeah.
And you got to know that. You can't lose sight of that.
Yeah.
But
And
of
that's
course,
what
they couldn't say. Of course, the former NBA players couldn't say that.
Nah, I mean, why would you bite the hand that feeds you, man? Like, we making millions off of this. I'm not gonna come out and just say everything I want to say, you know what I mean? Because we go perpetually make money off this. Why would I kill that? You know what I mean? Like, after I retire, I'm gonna continue to talk about basketball, even if I don't get hired by a mainstream industry like, TNT or ESPN or something like that. I can still start my own podcast and continue to talk about sports. Like, I can continue to make money off this as long as that cash cow is in existence. So nobody wants to really come out and say what it really is, except for referees that that went to prison for for manipulating that whole thing. You know what I mean? So they'll come out and say stuff, but nobody go believe them. The people who come out and say that it's rigged, they just all look like conspiracy theorists. But I mean, it's entertainment, man. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt that 100% basketball doesn't dictate everything that happens on the court. A lot of it is politics. A lot of it is personal stuff, and a lot of it is the entertainment part of it, man. So,
I mean, if you have a question on what are we talking about? There's stone cold ballers that never really get a shot, i.e., Mike Beasley.
Yeah.
So he was better, not only better than most of the people on his team, he was better than most of the people in the league, and he couldn't find minutes on a franchise anyway.
Yeah. I mean, and look how they pushed Marbury out of the league when he was still a top 5 point guard in the league. They pushed him out in his prime. They
said he was better than all the point guards. He was better. I think he said Jason Kidd.
The top point guards at that time was Kidd and Nash.
I think he said he was better than both of them, and then he had a bad game. And boy, the sports media went in. I can remember ESPN showing highlights of him just getting cooked that night.
Yeah, and the referees was in on it too. The referees wasn't cutting him no slack. They pretty much made him play with one hand tied behind his back and just let Nash just have his way with him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But my whole thing about saying all that is watching the NBA entertainment, whatever they put on the TV for us to see. You can't always just use that to determine who's the better player. You really gotta look at it and say who can do what and who can't do what. Not how far did their team go, because sometimes how far their team go is based on other things. It's not based on just because they're that good. You know what I mean?
You gotta have the Lakers, you gotta have the Warriors, you gotta have these teams in the playoffs because they're gonna generate money.
Yeah.
No one wants to see Detroit in the playoffs right now. You restructure Detroit.
They're gonna be an excited team though this next year with Monty Williams out there coaching and all them pieces they got.
I think Houston will be more exciting than Detroit.
I don't think so, Jay. I don't think so.
Houston would be I ain't gonna say exciting, more interesting than Detroit.
Bro, I think after we finish with this, I think you need to go back and look at what Detroit got going on right now, and then come back and we'll have that conversation, man. I'm telling you, Detroit.
Look for Houston, man.
I get it. It's cool, but they got chuckers. Detroit got more basketball players. Houston got chuckers. Kevin Porter and Jalen Green. They go chuck some shots. But then you know what? You make a good point because they got Ime Udoka out there now. So he about to organize all of that. Udoka can turn them into something cool, man. But I'm telling you, Detroit got Wiseman. They got Duran. They got Marvin Bagley. They got Cade Cunningham coming back, Rookie of the Year. They got Jaden Ivey coming back. They got the Thompson twin. They got the dude that tried to fight LeBron James, Isaiah Stewart.
Houston got the other two.
Yeah, that's true. I'm telling you, Detroit.
But he go. Here's my not so step out on the limb pick. Both teams missed the playoffs by 10 or 15 games.
Nah, ain't no way, man. Hold on. So Houston's in the West.
Yep.
So let's just say somehow Denver is still performing as well as they did. Let's say Denver's number 1 in the West. Let's say Phoenix is 2. Let's say the Lakers are 3. Memphis is 4. Golden State is 5. Minnesota maybe 6.
You never said Sacramento.
Oh yeah, Sacramento gonna be probably up 4 or 5. But let's add them at Sacramento. So it's number 8 spot left. What's another squad? Yeah, you might be right. Houston might be out of it.
We still see the Clippers. San Antonio is gonna make a. They'll get San Antonio to the playoffs, at least the play.
Dallas
game.
too. Dallas.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
okay. Houston might be in trouble. They might struggle.
Never said nothing about Portland.
Portland too. Yeah. All right. So in the East, Milwaukee. Boston. I'm sorry, Milwaukee, Boston, Boston.
Milwaukee, Boston, the 76ers.
Okay,
76ers. Miami. That's for I'm living with the brain for it.
You think the Hawks and the Bulls could be in the mix? New York, maybe.
New York could be back.
Hawks. New York at 5. Hawks at 6. Cavs, that's 7. Yeah, you might be right, man. Detroit and Houston might it might be tough for them. Yeah, they young. But Detroit, man, yeah, I agree. Detroit gonna be interesting. Young talent.
Matter of fact, I think if this is a big if, going back to the West, if big fella, if Zion stay healthy,
yeah,
the Pelicans will make the playoffs.
Yeah, forgot about that. This is gonna be a good season, bro. This is gonna be a good season, man. All people got to do is not get hurt. It's gonna be good, man. I mean, because we forgot about OKC Thunder with Chet coming back, and you got Shea playing All-Star level. Yeah,
for a fact, Houston will not come out the West.
Yeah, Houston might be
Dino.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hard sell. What's up, Dino? That's gonna be a hard sell, man. But yeah, I'm not with Brandon Jennings on that, man. I think the American-born player still got it on lock, man.
Nah, for sure.
No, they right now they're just pushing for players. I don't know why. I mean, it's
the sexy thing. It's the new toy. It's the
but it's purposely though. They sitting down having meetings on how can we expand and grab that audience in the other countries, and of course it's gonna be through the players that are born in those countries. If we got them in the limelight, then we'll get the interest of everybody else. So
it's really because of soccer, tennis, and golf, and how people of certain nationalities tune in. Even in America, like American citizens tune in to watch their fellow countrymen, home countrymen, perform at a high level. And the NBA, Adam Silver is a really astute businessman. He really is. It really is. I think he's even more business minded than David Stern was.
I don't know. David Stern was so business minded, he didn't mind being crooked, man. So I don't know. I mean, because David, like everybody keeps saying, man, if Ja Morant did what he did when David Stern was the commissioner, he's done. Like he's suspended for a whole season or something like that. You know what I mean? So that's how much David Stern was looking at his business and his bottom line. He ain't about to let nobody. He wasn't even gonna let Iverson get in the way of it. You know what I mean? So ja Morant wouldn't have stood a chance against David Stern, and Adam Silver is like, I give you one more shot, 3 strikes you out.
No, but Adam Silver is like, hey, listen, what does Memphis got? You put that man on the court. Sell that contract. Sell that Coliseum out. Yeah, you talking about? Put that man on TV. Put young shooter up there.
Well, that settles it.
Yo,
that settles it, man. You just confirmed everything for me, man. I know who you are in real life now, man. Oh man. Hey, so Draymond got more drama popping off, man. He can't keep his mouth shut. You know, this is the interesting thing about the Golden State Warriors and the Draymond thing. The people that want to be on Golden State's and Draymond's side would always offer you all these reasons why Jordan Poole deserved to get punched and all the stuff that they was hearing, that he was immature and he didn't handle the punch well, and before the punch he was cocky and you know, he was asking for it and all that stuff, man. And then he got his contract and they said he didn't play up to his contract and all this crazy stuff, man. But when you really think about it, the immaturity is really coming from Draymond Green, because he got his contract and he can't stop talking. He keep talking about this Draymond Green thing. He done been on Paul George podcast. He done been on Pat Bell's podcast. He talked about it on his own podcast. He invited Steve Kerr on his podcast. Like he's trying to get it out there so much that the young guys for Golden State pretty much was a problem, you know, and you know, really Jordan Poole was the problem, and now they got Jordan Poole out of there. Now they can play ball, man. But anyway, he got into it with Jordan Poole's dad on Twitter. He got into it with Kevin Garnett because a fake tweet came out from a fake Twitter account, and it looked like he was saying something about Draymond. So Draymond got at it with him. Like, man, what's your whole thought on this whole Draymond Green thing, man? And is it going to continue to be a problem for Golden State, you think?
When you first have a cavity, you need to get it filled.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, you know, you may need a root canal eventually. Draymond is a cavity. He's childish. His antics that you've seen on the court for years, we can now clearly see, because they've given him a platform to show that those antics are indicative of the person who he strives to be. And he got paid really, really well for being this guy. So why stop now?
I don't know, man. So basically you saying Golden State is rewarding his bad behavior?
Golden State is rewarding him for years of service, and the bad behavior comes with it.
Interesting, because if you backtrack on it, this is my whole timeline of Golden State, right? So you have dynasties, right? And examples of dynasties is what San Antonio was able to do, what Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen did with the Bulls. Those are dynasties. Then you have these teams that get that one ring and can never get a second. And Lakers and Kobe and Shaq. Those are the modern day dynasties where we was able to see, right? But then you had the Detroit Pistons get that one, and they were still competitive for multiple years, but they only got that one ring. They got back to a championship, but the Spurs beat them. You know what I mean? Then you got that one that Dallas got with Dirk. Then you got that one that Toronto got. You get what I'm saying? So it's teams that get that one, but they can't sustain it and get multiple. Golden State was
Denver.
And Denver. Denver's gonna be another one, and Milwaukee as well. Milwaukee and Denver is another example. They got that one. They'll be competitive for a little while, but they ain't get another one, right? Well, the Warriors was that. The Warriors was supposed to get that one championship, and then you seen they got back just like the Detroit Pistons got back, right, and lost. And then after that, it was gonna be over. they wasn't gonna get back again, and what was gonna happen is they was gonna start trying to figure out ways to build around Steph, and Draymond was gonna eventually be gone, and then maybe even Clay, right? Because they wasn't gonna be worth it to pay them max contracts if they was losing, right? If they wasn't winning the championship, that's what was gonna happen. Kevin Durant messed it up by showing up and saving Golden State, because Golden State was in the position where we can't get really far with what we got. We found out that we can't beat Cleveland when they're healthy, and Cleveland knew that as well. And they didn't have an opportunity to get nobody else that was really going to help them. That was going to have to re-sign Harrison Barnes, but Kevin Durant had to show up and save him, right? So they get 2 more, and then instead of what they was going to do was sign Kevin Durant and then give Draymond Green, pennies on the dollar maybe, or let him walk. They was go rebuild that team with Kevin Durant and Steph in mind. But then Kevin Durant left, did a signing trade. They was able to get D'Lo, which turned into Wiggins, and then they sucked, and then they got the number 1 pick in Wiseman, and they got Poole, and then somehow they ended up back in as a contender, right? Very lucky. It wasn't supposed to happen, right? So I say all that to say this. Draymond Green ran Kevin Durant up out of there because he seen the writing on the wall that if they re-sign Kevin Durant, that's not going to be no money for me and Clay. And he didn't want, that was going to be his first big contract. So he didn't want to have to leave Golden State to get a contract, because he probably wasn't going to get another big contract with another team. So he knew his contract depended on Kevin Durant, and that's why him and Kevin Durant had that tension, and that's why he was blowing up at Kevin Durant like he did on national TV, and he ran Kevin Durant out of there. And then the same situation happened again with Jordan Poole, where Jordan Poole played so well that everybody in the building knew that they was about to offer him a big extension, which means Draymond wouldn't go get the money that he wanted, and also he plays the same position as Clay. So in a way, Jordan Poole was replacing both of them clowns. That caused more tension, and he ran Jordan Poole up out of there. And each time that he ran his competition out of there, he ended up getting the contract. The weirdest thing in the world to me, man, right? And they're going to keep rewarding. They keep tricking Joe Lacob and telling them we can't compete without Draymond. Like, why would you even say that? We can't compete without Draymond. And this is what you end up with. And I guarantee you, Jay, this is going to be one of the worst seasons Golden State had, man. They going to be trash.
Draymond to me is Charles Oakley or Anthony Mason. Just just a guy. You know what I mean? That gives your team some edge, some daggone. But you can get everything that he gives you from a basketball standpoint from a guy that you could pay a lot less money.
Facts.
Everything that he gives you on the basketball court, you can get from 100 other guys.
Right.
So
and they paying him top dollar for like he providing some type of offense. And here's another thing I thought about, right? Because they act like they just as important as Steph is. Like when you really think about it, like the way they talk about the core 3, Steph, Dre, and Clay, first and foremost, they're alienating the rest of the team. And I think if you listen to the players that was on the team talk in interviews, if you listen to DiVincenzo in his interview, and they asked him about Jordan Poole, he said how much he loved Jordan Poole. Like he was the closest to Jordan Poole on there. I think Gary Payton Jr. was really close to Jordan Poole. It's a divide on that team and in that locker room, and it's the core 3, and then it's everybody else. And if you listen to everyone talk, the way they sound is like the core 3 is the championship foundation, and everybody else is just here to help the core 3 get a ring.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, this is the weirdest. This is the weirdest thing I ever seen on a team. And I know people like Michael Jordan kind of separated himself, but it was Michael Jordan, and it was only one guy. You get what I'm saying? I never seen 2 guys piggyback off that one guy that's the franchise player and make themselves as equal as importance. And if it was a guy like that, it was Scottie Pippen. But that's Scottie Pippen, a top 50 player. Draymond Green is a rodman. Like who does Scottie Pippen got a trophy in front of the United Center?
No.
It's just Jordan, right?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Do you think it's people in Golden State or in San Francisco, whatever that, do you think it's people in Golden State Warrior land that thinks that Clay and Draymond both deserve a trophy with Steph Curry?
No.
I disagree.
It might be a few. It might be a few.
I think it's a lot.
Weird,
I think the front office think that.
It's the only thing that makes sense is that Draymond's a Curry guy. Like he's Curry's guy. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe oftentimes I think about Gilbert Arenas and when he was talking about him and Kwame Brown and how they would go out and Kwame was like, I was protecting you, da 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 da. Like that might be Draymond's role off the court. If him and Steph go somewhere, Draymond the one that's, borderline security. Whatever it is, it has very little to do with basketball, in my opinion.
That ain't how they talk though, Jay. I'm telling you, man. Steve Kerr and the GMs, they talk like Draymond is a necessary evil, like, cause so this is why I think they think Draymond is necessary. Their leader and Steph and Clay are passive individuals. And when you think about leaders like Michael Jordan, Shaq, Kobe, these are guys that get on anybody on the team. Like those guys are real intense in practice. They're real intense in the locker room. They're real intense in the huddle. They intense on the court. You get what I'm saying? They didn't really need a bodyguard like that. Steph and Clay aren't those guys. So as long as those are your leaders, Draymond has a role on that team. And if you look at the whole structure of the Warriors, they surrounded the whole team with players and coaches like Steve Kerr ain't a real intense guy. Like you get what I'm saying? Like Draymond can bully Steve Kerr a little bit. It's reports about them having to call security in the locker room because the shouting match with Draymond Green towards Steve Kerr was so bad and so loud that they had to pull Draymond up out of there. Like this is the type of stuff he's doing. Like he blew up on the sideline. The GM Myers, he couldn't really hold him and contain him. You know what I'm saying? They had to beg him to apologize to Kevin Durant for calling him the B word on national TV, and he said, "No, I'm not doing it." You get what I'm saying? It's almost like Draymond is the only silverback in the whole organization from the ownership all the way down. He's the only silverback there, and they're saying, "Look, man, we'll get ran over by everybody unless we got Draymond." And I think that's how he's getting by and getting these contracts, man. He's just making it seem like, hey, man, it can't run without me.
But again, it has very little to do with basketball. Like it's not.
Well, it has to happen on the court too, because when the Warriors start to get bullied.
But what I'm saying is, it has nothing to do with basketball ability. Yeah, sure, he'll go into antics. Sure, he'll they'll call it grit. Oh, he had such grit. But really, what it is he a kid that went to Michigan State that has got paid way more than his talent has deserved. Period.
So this person saying,
and I don't think that Draymond is trash or nothing like that. I think he's a really solid basketball player.
He can play. He even got offense that he don't even display that much because he's so dedicated
because of the flow of the team.
Yeah, he's dedicated getting Stephen Clay shots, which is good, and then he provides a defensive punch as well. So some of it is on the court. I got it, but it's not worth the contract that he's always asking for. He's asking for max type money.
These are guys that they used to describe. Draymond is one of those guys they used to describe as glue guys. You remember that term, glue guys?
Yeah.
They hold it together. They dive on the ground for a loose rebound. It's things that you won't see on the stat sheet. Yeah, but you don't give them 3 years, 130 million. Like, you don't give those guys that kind of contract. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, like Rodman was not getting what Michael Jordan was getting. That's for sure. Charles
not
Oakley
fair.
wasn't getting it either. Udonis Haslem never got it either. You get what I'm saying? So like Draymond is doing Udonis Haslem, Charles Oakley, Dennis Rodman work, and he's not even doing it at the level of a Rodman. He's doing it at the level of a Haslem, and he's getting D Wade money for it.
What? You can put that on the shirt. You can put that on the shirt.
And Darren Scott said this is true, but they win, so it's worth it. But the win ain't never on Draymond though. The win is okay. The first ring you can put it on all three of them, but that's the only one they was gonna get. The rest of them they got after that was on KD. They got two after that. That was on KD. And then whatever happened year before last, I mean, Draymond was benched in the finals because he was playing so horribly.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was really on Poole and Curry.
Curry, yeah, Poole and Curry.
And Wiggins. Poole, Curry, and Wiggins. So Draymond really, come on, like you can really only put that first ring on him. That he was like really a huge factor in, man.
He definitely stepped up when Curry disappeared in the finals that first ring.
Yeah. Curry he was doing disappearing acts, you know what I mean? So, but he was going head to head with a top 5 player of all time and LeBron, and and LeBron was still in his prime, So I mean that's tough, man. Go head to head with that. That's why he needed Kevin Durant. Hey, Kevin Durant, you go head to head with him. I'll be your sidekick. You know what I mean? So, and Kevin Durant definitely did that, man. But let me go down a list of where you think Draymond, Steph, and Clay supposed to fall as far as their legacy with Golden State. So let's go jersey retirement. Which out of the 3 deserve that?
You'll retire all 3.
You go retire all 3. Okay.
Yeah.
So nobody will ever wear after they retire, nobody will wear 30, 11, or 23 in Golden State.
Facts.
Okay. All right. Statue.
Steph by itself. That's a Steph statue.
Why you don't think you think they'll get a statue to all 3 of them together? Like, we the big 3?
No, just Steph.
Just Steph. No Clay, no Splash Brother, nothing. Just Steph. You think that's the only one that's deserving?
Yeah.
And what do you use? All right, so let's look at other franchises like the Lakers. Who all got a statue for the Lakers?
I think Magic
Shaq
and
got
Kobe.
one.
Magic, Kobe, and Shaq.
So just 3 got no Wilt, no Kareem. Kareem ain't got one.
I don't think there's a Kareem trophy out there.
I don't think so. I don't think I seen one either. So it's not easy to get. I don't even think Hakeem got a statue in Houston.
Which is bananas. Houston,
which is crazy.
Houston, do something quick.
Yeah, real quick, man. Hakeem deserve. He bought y'all 2 rings. You know what I mean?
And real talk, San Antonio need to put Tim Duncan and David Robinson out there.
David Robinson in San Antonio and Tim Duncan.
Yeah,
I agree. And that's it. I'm glad you brought that up because if you're not going to treat Ginobili and Parker the same exact way you treat Tim Duncan in San Antonio. So if they're not doing it, I don't understand why Golden State feel like they need to do it. You get what I'm saying? They got 5 rings out of them too. But it's only Duncan that's gonna get all that.
Kareem do got one, they say.
Okay, he got one. Kareem got to say, okay.
I mean, he should. He was the all-time scoring leader for 40 years. But
yeah, he should have one. But look how hard it got to be. Look what you got to be and do to get a statue. Like Draymond, I guarantee you, Draymond think he deserves a statue, bro. And I think Golden State go give him one. All right, so you saying they all 3 get the jersey retired, but only Steph get the statue. Okay, here's the last one. Real estate. Who go get a street named after them or something like that?
Steph and Clay. They'll give Draymond a little side street. It'll probably corner off with Curry Boulevard.
And then it'd be Donkey Kong Island on the corner. Off on the corner. That'd be dope for them to have like a you know how they have like, you know how the Dallas Cowboys got like a little miniature football field in front of the stadium that kids can play on.
Mm-hmm.
You seen it? They should have like a little small water park called the Splash Brothers right there.
Oh no, that would be dope.
That would be dope.
Yeah, that would be dope. That would be dope.
Oh man, yeah, that would be dope, man. Oh man.
Is there any room left in Oakland to build anything? Well, I guess you could build it where the stadium was, or the baseball stadium was, because you're about to lose that team. Oh well.
You think so? Yeah, are they?
No, yeah. They're going to Vegas.
Shoot,
the Oakland A's are going to Vegas.
Look at me not being prepared, and I gotta run and grab my charger. Hold on.
So you guys got like 45 seconds with Big Train. So in non-sports related stuff, man, while you're watching, I don't know if you guys notice or not, which you probably don't. I have kidney failure, and I'm listed on the transplant list. So if any of you would like to give your favorite podcast host a kidney, inbox me, and we can talk about what's required. How many and TP get one? Who is TP? Don't know what that means. Oh, Tony Parker. No, Tony Parker shouldn't get no daggone. Him or Manu. Like, you got to me, you have to be like the guy that brings a team back from borderline selling and moving, and or the superstar that brings at least 3 rings to a team. So if you're not neither one of them, you shouldn't, just because you was on the team that won a lot of championships, I don't think you should get a statue in front of the building.
All right, what I missed? What'd you say?
So the first thing I said is I let them know that I have kidney failure, and if anybody want to give me a kidney, inbox me.
That's dope.
Next, they were saying should Manu and Tony Parker get a statue, and I said nah, absolutely not. I think the only way you should get a statue in front of a stadium is you have to be the guy that brings the team back from the brink of selling and moving to a new location, and or the superstar that wins 3 or more championships. Outside of that, it shouldn't even be in consideration. So what I mean by a person that brings a team from the brink, let's say you like the Hornets, and the Hornets are about to move to Seattle. And then they like, nah, LaMelo came and made them competitive for 4 or 5 years. And so whether the team stays, they really didn't get a championship, but he turned the culture around. I will put a statue of him in front of the Hive.
With no rings?
With no rings.
Nah.
Let's say he gets one. No, okay, he gets one.
Yeah, I think for Charlotte, 1 ring might be enough. Because everybody has tried.
So
Grandma Lonzo Mourning, Glenn Rice, Kemba Walker.
So that's why I think, like, for instance, I think 1 ring. I think that 1 ring, the ring in '99, gets David Robinson the statue, because he kept the Spurs afloat for many, many years.
I mean, when you think of San Antonio, you think of David Robinson.
Yeah, and Tim Duncan was a superstar. He was the superstar that got 3 of those 4 rings. It was his team. And
those are the only 2 Spurs that deserve statues.
Yeah, so
those are the only 2. Would you give Shaq 1 in Orlando?
You would have to give Shaq 1 in Orlando, because I think Orlando was about to fold.
I wouldn't give Shaq 1 in Orlando. No, I wouldn't give him 1. He definitely deserved the one he got in LA. But not
no. Yeah,
because Dwight did more in Orlando than Shaq did.
Nah, you would have to retire Shaq's jersey. I don't know about more than that. Maybe
Yeah,
a
I'm
statue.
down. I'm down with retiring this jersey in Orlando. I am, but not before you retire. Seniority. Yeah, retire Shaq's first, and then retire Dwight's after that.
So get rid of 32 and 12.
Yeah, that's
Do you
done.
retire 7 in Orlando?
Who was 7?
It's a joke, man. I'm gonna keep going.
Oh wait, what's the joke? Who's 7 in Orlando? You got to tell me.
It's JJ Redick.
Oh,
That's my guy, man. I got it.
man. Nah, I'm afraid not, man. I'm afraid not. I'm afraid you don't.
Dude,
Yeah,
I never seen nobody face light up like Kobe when JJ Redick checked into the game during the finals.
like a
It was like
Christmas
game
tree.
point.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was like Kobe almost pointed like he about to check me.
And they kept throwing JJ on him, man. They kept doing it.
And it never worked. It never worked.
Michael Petrie did a decent job though, but
Yeah, he did.
yeah,
I mean, it's decent as you could do.
right. But yeah, Draymond starting to become more trouble than what he's worth, man. And I don't look. I think last year should have been the last dance for them, man, because now on top of him running Poole away, and they had to get rid of Poole to try to get the locker room back. They said the locker room was so jacked up. But what he did to Poole and how the organization handled it, and then how they start talking about the importance of the core 3 and how they pretty much made it clear to all the new guys and the young guys that it's 2 different standards with the Warriors, and they got a different set of rules for the core 3 and than everybody else, and that's gonna turn off a lot of people. Kuminga is not liking it. He's already quietly requested a trade. He or gave them an ultimatum like, if y'all not gonna play me, trade me. Right. So his agent has made that clear. So Kuminga wants out. I don't know how Wiggins feels about the whole thing, seeing how the locker room is split and how they treating everybody. But I know DiVincenzo, he had a player option. He could have opted in and stayed with Golden State. He left. They traded Wiseman. They're just getting rid of all the new guys that Bob Myers was drafting and trying to replace the old regime with, and just saying, look, we ain't get rid of all the new guys because they're not getting along with these old guys. But it's the old guys that cause all the tensions with the new guys. So it's just a weird
old guy. It's an old guy.
It's Clay too, and it's Steph being passive and enabling it. The organization from a front office and ownership and Steve Kerr and the best player are all enabling what Draymond is doing, and Clay is doing it as well, because Clay was threatened by Poole. He really was.
Well, here's the thing. I think the contract and all that was a thanks for service gift. I don't think that, because he extended for 3 years, right?
Yeah.
I guarantee he don't play that.
And I want to say the last year is a player option.
I guarantee they'll probably trade him year 2, halfway through year 2. They'll probably trade him and get Squirrel Nuts back for him.
I thought about that too. Said Bob Myers gonna finally realize he messed up when Steph gone and they win in 25 games at the most. But Bob Myers didn't. What did Bob Myers do to mess up though? Oh, the numbers down there on the bottom screen is strolling 336-456-6453. Call in, man, so we can hear your thoughts on it. But I don't think Bob Myers did anything wrong, man. He did what a GM's supposed to do. He created a way that Golden State could keep going after the big 3 was gone. He drafted players that he could seamlessly kind of incorporate, and then by the time it's time for them to take a bigger role, he can go ahead and move off of the big 3 and just retool around Steph Curry with these new guys. He had Wiggins in place, he had Wiseman, he had Moody, he had Kuminga, he had Poole. I mean, they could have retooled around Steph Curry, saved money, and then got draft capital for Clay and Draymond. Like,
and not to mention GP2 the first time.
exactly, yeah, exactly. GB2, yeah, exactly. So I think Bob Myers did a phenomenal job, and when he found out that Steve Kerr didn't want to go with that plan, and part of finding that out is the fact that Steve Kerr wouldn't play the guys that he drafted, right?
And then ownership backed Steve Kerr.
Right.
I really think that his departure wasn't, hey, I'm retiring. I think they was like, we'll let you look like you retiring, but they told him, if you're gonna play our way, you got to get up out of here.
Yeah.
So they got somebody that they can control in the seat.
Yep, exactly what happened, because as soon as Bob Myers got out of there and Dunleavy was the new GM, those decisions that it looked like Bob Myers wasn't down with just got started. All right, man, we go and trust me, Kerr go get his contract real soon. And the writing's on the wall. Right after the season ended, they interviewed Steve Kerr, and he started lobbying for Draymond, saying this is not a championship team without Draymond and how important he is. Then he came on Draymond's podcast, and they just tag team on talking about how important the core three was, and the young guys are not it, basically. And then Draymond got his contract, and then after that, Draymond went on several podcasts talking about how important Steve Kerr is and how he needs to get re-signed. So it's like they just scratching each other back, and it's disgusting to watch. To be honest with you, man. Yeah, the reach around is reaching.
That settles it.
That settles it, man. They both, you know what I mean. So
yeah,
it's really disgusting to watch, man. But I don't know, man. That's a dead horse, man. We beating it, I guess, but it's got to backfire at some point, man, because that's not what's supposed to happen. What's supposed to happen, and I get it. They want Draymond and Clay to retire a Warrior, but it's going to cost them the next 10 to 12 years of their franchise by keeping those dudes.
As well it should.
Yeah. I mean, and think of it this way. Jerry Rice didn't even retire a Niner. Joe Montana didn't retire a Niner. Tom Brady didn't even retire a Patriot. Like Scottie Pippen didn't retire a Bull. You know, like the fact that they think that they're so special that they get to milk their owner for all the money in the world and not produce no championships, because they not getting back to the finals, guaranteed.
Now that's over. That's over. That last ring shouldn't even have happened, but that's the last one. Trust me.
That was definitely it.
And here's an interesting think piece. I think Curry bails before the ship sinks.
I don't. He can't. He is Golden State now.
Watch.
He can't.
Watch.
He can't, man. It don't. I mean, it wouldn't make no sense, man. I think
Curry. So think about it. Curry's skill set is one such that he could be in the league and produce for another 10 years.
Not 10. What is he? What is he? 34, 35 now? Yeah, 10. He could do it for 5 years.
10. That man can turn into Mike Miller or any other spot up shooter. Like, he could literally be a spot up shooter. Like, he's got a skill set that doesn't go away easy.
Okay, I'm with you on that.
So I don't think he'll retire in Golden State.
I don't believe that one.
Because think about it. Think about it. When he's a shell of himself, you gotta move. You would have to move on from him, because he'll still have something left to give, but you can't think of another time in history where a guy who was the city, like, passed the torch and then, except for David Robinson, passed the torch and then stayed there. But then David Robinson retired after 2 rings. He was like, man, I'm out. But, like, you can't think of nobody else who was a superstar and then became a role player for the same team without leaving.
Yeah, but I can think of like look how Kobe ended in LA. You know, he once he got past his prime, you know, they tried to bring some help in there. You know, I think they'll do that. Like, they bought in Dwight, they bought in Steve Nash.
Like even when on Kobe's year 20, he was still the number one guy in LA.
And Steph will be as well. He'll be number one for sure as long as Steve Kerr there, he'll be number one, right?
But what I'm saying is, with Steph's skill set, which is a lot different than Kobe's skill set, Steph's skill set is such that when all the athleticism leave, he can still give you 20.
Okay, and so could Dirk, right? But Dirk's not like what he built in Dallas. Even though he only got one ring, you don't leave that for your last 2 or 3 years the ring chase with other teams, because you got a legacy there. Like Steph is Golden State. He's not going to leave Golden State, man. He's not.
Well, like I said, we'll have this conversation in 5 years.
Yeah, we will have this conversation in 5 years. I don't think Steph going nowhere. Now Dre and Clay might be gone next year, but I got a good feeling that they all are in cahoots. You know, they done all went and got Bob Myers out of there. They done got Wiseman out of there. Everybody who was that was for breaking up that core three is getting shipped out. Wiseman, Poole, Bob Myers all gone. Kuminga will be gone before the trade deadline, and Draymond got a new contract. Clay will have a new contract this summer, and Steve Kerr will have a new contract before the season starts.
Their fall from grace is going to be worse than Detroit's, like after Rip and Johnson them left.
Yeah, it will be,
and it'll take another 50 years for them to get back.
And that owner gonna be paying top dollar for all 4 of them dudes, Steve Kerr and the core three. I agree, Justin. That's Ellaby. He said what he has is deeper than the game. Yeah, with Steph, yeah, for sure. Yeah, he can't leave, man. That's like the Bulls letting Michael Jordan go somewhere else, man. Ain't no way he going nowhere. But them other clowns can go. All right, man. Hey, here's a
Bulls letting Michael Jordan go somewhere else.
He retired. He retired.
Yeah, okay, cool.
He retired. Now, if Mike would have said trade me somewhere, I don't think they would have done that.
Nah, but he was playing on 1-year deals. He could have went somewhere else.
He could have walked, yeah, but walking wasn't even a conversation back then for superstars. They wasn't,
right.
You know, superstars wasn't doing that. Even Reggie Miller didn't go nowhere. You know, they just wasn't doing that back then. All right, so here's a funny thing that happened. I'm pretty sure you've seen this stuff with Kevin Durant, man. You know, that comedian Ryan Davis kind of clowned him, but it all started from Kevin Durant getting into these Twitter conversations with these random fans. And he was talking about, offense. And he made the comment, offense wins championships, right? And you know the cliche, defense wins championships. You know, that's what we've been told, right? Which is funny because defense ain't even really a factor in the NBA no more, because they kind of changed the rules where you can't even play defense no more. So I kind of understand what Kevin Durant is saying when he's saying offense wins championships. Then he kind of broke it down to the basic basketball one-on-one. Like, if me and you play lockdown defense on each other and the score is 0-0 with 2 seconds left on the shot clock, you know, on the game clock, right? Somebody got to score to win. You get what I'm saying? So when you get down to the basics of the game, you do need offense. You have to have offense. Now, he's not saying defense isn't important, but he's saying, look, man, offense is, I mean, you got to have a guy. You got to have a guy like Kobe. You got to have a guy like Durant that can put the ball in the hole. That's first and foremost before you build a team. So let me get your thoughts, man. Does offense win championships or defense wins championships?
So you might have just seen me looking around, right?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at all this Kansas City Chiefs stuff. What the heck do you think I think? What do you think I think?
Well, that's football. I know you believe you don't need no defense in football. You think that for basketball too?
Dude.
So if you got a Pat Mahomes or a KD,
damn the defense. I don't care. We ain't gotta stop nobody. We can put up more points. I don't care.
Y'all did play some good defense though. Chris Jones was killing.
No. Not the last Super Bowl. Not this one.
Yeah.
But the one that we won in 19.
Yeah.
We was number 28 or 29 in defense that year.
That's crazy.
Number 1 in offense. But to keep it basketball, if you put the ball in the hole more than your opponent, you win. Like that's how the game was designed, right?
Yeah. So is Kevin Durant right then?
Kevin Durant is right, but Kevin Durant is dead wrong. Why are you spending your summer arguing with people on Twitter?
I think he liked it, man. I think he liked basketball so much that he'll talk about it with anybody, man. And I'm kind of the same way. I'll talk about basketball with a stranger. I just like it.
I get it. I guess. However, now Durant was right. He was definitely right. Defense is important for two reasons.
Because you got to stop good offense.
If offense wasn't important, you wouldn't need defense. Like, but
like if we were playing football right now, and we had possession of the ball, and I didn't send my offense out there at all, would you need to send your defense out there?
No, not at all. Also, think about how they play defense, right? If you got let's go back further NBA, right? You got Manute Bol or Sean Bradley standing at the 3-point line, ready to take a J. You're not even gonna waste defense on that because that's bad offense.
No, and there's no need for a Kobe stopper if there's no Kobe on the opposing team.
For sure.
Right.
For
like,
sure.
Like I'm not paying top dollar for it. So this is the thing, right? So when you building your team, the first thing you got to get is a unbelievable score that's gonna draw double teams and be a mismatch. Depending on 95% of the people that guard him is already a mismatch. He can score on 95% of the league. So you got to send help, and that's going to create my offense, right? Now, when you go in and game plan for a team with that type of player on it, that's what you're thinking about. We're thinking about how we're going to stop this guy, and then how we're going to stop, his help or whatever. That's what you're game planning for.
Does every team have that guy? I think every team in the league has a guy like that.
Nah. It's only. I mean, those are the superstars, and it's only like
no. Everybody has a guy on their roster who could pretty much score at will.
No, everybody got a go-to guy, but that go-to guy might not be a guy that can score at will. I think it's only like 10 guys that can score at will in the league.
I'm willing to bet it's more than that.
You think it's more?
Yeah.
You think Jimmy Butler can score at will?
Yes.
I don't. Not at will. If he gets hot.
No, he can score at will. The question is, will his body let him?
Nah, I don't think he's one of those guys that can score at will, man. Like I'm talking about Michael Jordan, Kobe, Shaq,
No.
KD. Those are guys that can score at will.
It's a difference between scoring at will and next level unstoppable score.
But that's the same thing, Jay. That's not a difference. Score at will. That means nobody can stop me. Good defense can't stop me. You have to foul and you have to double.
So score at will for me is good defense. The defense don't really matter, right? The only thing that can stop me from scoring right now is if I happen to miss this shot. I can get to the cup. I can shoot.
Right.
If I happen to miss this shot, I might miss it.
Only I can stop me.
I.e. Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant can score at will. Like,
he can score at will, yes. So tell me how many guys. Tell me how many guys in the league right now or scores on Kevin Durant's level.
Nah, I think Kevin Durant is the most prolific scorer in the league right now.
Right, so he can score at will. Now, when you start thinking about other great scorers like Jason Tatum, he can't score at will.
I think the defense doesn't determine, no matter who you put on him, I don't think it determines what he ends the night with. I think is he in rhythm? Like, I think it's guys who you can put defense on, who you can contain their scoring ability, and then there's guys who's next level like Kevin Durant, where the only thing that can stop them is they're missing the shot.
Right, and it's not more than 10. It's not more than 10 guys in the league that is that.
No. So even to me, like I said, and I might be getting the terms mixed up, but even to me, like scoring at will is, I can get past the defense. I think LaMelo can score at will.
No, cannot score at will.
Sure, he can.
Not score at will. No. LaMelo probably has. He probably can score from every level, and he probably could be good or great at it, but he still can't do it at will with people trying to stop him and defenses locking in on him. I'm talking about a defense that, I'm talking about. Hold on, let me say this: a player that for 82 games plus playoffs, every team that you play has sat down and game planned specifically to stop you from scoring, and there's nothing they can do unless you're missing your shot, or you're probably not 100% healthy, or they're just doubling you and making you get rid of the ball every single time.
Now I think that's probably for that definition, that's probably 10 max of those guys.
10 max, because I don't think LaMelo have ever seen that for 82 games.
So with that definition, but so what I'm saying is, every team has a guy who can put up 25 to 30 a night.
Okay, most teams do have it. Most teams do. I wouldn't say every. I don't think San Antonio had that guy until Wimby. Well, we don't even know if Wimby is that guy yet. But San Antonio didn't have that guy. Not last year. You can't even name their starting five.
But did you see how blank my face went? Oh.
San Antonio didn't have that guy last year for sure. But yeah.
Okay.
Most teams do. Most teams got that guy.
Dang,
most teams ain't got a KD level score, man. I think
there's only one of them.
Yeah, that's KD. That's I would say Jokic. I would say Steph.
Kyrie.
I want to say Kyrie, man, but I think Kyrie's game is built for a 6'6" guard, and he's only like 6'1". so the way he plays, when he's against bigger players, can become he can score at will. Kyrie definitely can score at will for sure. I would say Embiid, but the only thing that gets in Embiid's way is how they're calling the game. If they, if you seen what Boston did to him in the playoffs, man, they was fouling the hell out of that dude. And the same thing they did to Kevin Durant when they played Boston 2 years ago. They was fouling the hell out of him.
But the crazy part, the crazy part is Embiid, rather you not call that foul.
I mean, they all want to be able to play through it, but dang, at some point,
no. Like, he get to the free throw line, it's better than Shaq out there.
No, not Embiid. No way.
Man, listen.
No way. Embiid shoot free throws better than Luka do. Luka like 72%. Embiid is like 79, I think. 78, 79. Now he's not a bad free throw shooter.
Luka only like 72% from the free throw line.
He's 72% during the regular season, 69% in the playoffs.
And this is the guy in the top 5.
This is the guy in the top 5. On top of you not being able to make them pay at the free throw line, and they giving you 1,000 fouls a game, and then on top of that, you don't play no defense, and you can't play off the ball, and it's supposed to be top 5. Ain't no way in the world.
Man,
ain't no way you top 5.
Nah, that's true. But I just think Durant for the most part, he right. Offense is way more important than defense in basketball.
Yeah.
That defense wins championships, in my opinion, was a football term at first. Was a football phrase.
Yeah.
before the NFL went pass happy, and which is also sports entertainment.
Yeah.
But if you're thinking about Smash Mouth, 80s, 90s football, defense would win championships.
Yeah, but that's because you need defense to stop a good offense. So
Yeah.
defense don't even exist without good offense. Like it's not necessary unless the offense is just top notch. If the offense is trash,
and
your defense don't need to be.
And in the NFL, your defense could actually score. In the NBA, as soon as you make a defensive stop and get the ball, you're now on offense.
That's true. That's true. There's no such thing as defensive field goals in basketball. You know,
Right.
It's just field goals.
I mean, bad offense could turn into points for your other team in the NFL in a way that it couldn't in the NBA.
Yeah.
So, don't think that was ever meant for basketball, but basketball coaches used it when they wanted to teach and preach defense.
And unfortunately though, Jay, in both leagues, the rule changes has made defense almost, not even like defense is not the same thing in both sports, man. The way they said that, I mean, you can't even intimidate a quarterback because they got so many protections for them when they're running the ball or when they're in the pocket. So that kind of scales the defense down a little bit. Then you can't intimidate receivers coming across the middle because you can't hit them defenseless or while they're in the air. So that kind of makes the defense a little watered down.
And you can't even get handsy with a 4-4 speed demon that you got to cover for 5 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and that's the only way the Patriots was able to beat the greatest show on turf. They let them get physical with them dudes, bump and run defense and all that stuff. So it's crazy. They're not allowing them to do that no more. And it's the same thing for basketball until it gets to the playoffs, and it's not every series where you see that playoff level defense. Some series they still call it, like the regular season, and in some series when
what's going to make the best ratings? What's going to make the best show?
Yeah. But all right, man. The last thing, man. We can get to football, and unfortunately, Saquon Barkley, and it's crazy because we just seen them extend Daniel Jones. And what would you say Daniel Jones is at as a quarterback in the league? You think he top 10?
I don't think he's top 15.
Yeah, I don't think he is either. But yeah,
real quick, he's probably only better than 4 quarterbacks in the AFC.
What you got him?
Even though he's in the NFC.
What you got him above or below Jared Goff? Below Jared Goff. Yeah, so what, above or below Kirk Cousins?
Now Kirk Cousins is top 10.
Okay, so we both agree Matt Jones is not that dude, and he had no problem getting his contract extension.
Matt Jones, whoever Houston is.
Daniel Jones.
No.
Oh, Matt.
No. Mac Jones. Whoever Houston is suiting up for quarterback.
And a couple of backups.
Whoever Indiana is suiting up for quarterback.
Which is a rookie.
Yeah, right now. And
that's your
those
rookie.
are the only quarterbacks that he's better than in the AFC.
I think he on the same level with Mac Jones in New England. I think he on the same level as a couple of backups. I think Tyrod Taylor could absolutely do his job in New York.
Yeah.
I think Jacoby Brissett can do his job.
Yeah.
Oh, that. Yeah, it's some backups that can absolutely do his job.
He's better than the last Deshaun Watson that we've seen, though.
He performed better last year. I say that.
Yeah. So I mean,
I'm not mad at his performance. So basically, he got his contract based on what position he played, not based on how good of a player he is. Because obviously, Saquon Barkley is the best player on that offense, and probably the best player on the whole team. Right. So I don't know what the holdup was and getting his contract extension. I don't know if it had to do with money or it had to do with years.
Nope. It's the fact that he's a running back and no one wants to pay them right now.
I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is, man. You know, it seemed like they got all the leverage in the NFL on running backs, man. You come to the table and you can't even negotiate good, no matter how good you are. You know, and they got examples like Todd Gurley to throw in your face. You know what I mean? We gave Todd Gurley all this money. He was our whole offense, and then his knees was gone.
And the sad part is, Saquon really don't have a leg to stand on because they'll just go pick up Zeke.
Yeah,
who out there in free agency, and or Fournette, or is somebody else big name out there?
Can he go get the money elsewhere? I mean, but he getting franchise tag though. Yeah. So he got to play under that franchise tag, and guess what? That's another season of getting beat up this year, and then now you got to go back to the negotiating table this summer. Yeah, this summer, 1 year older with one more year of wear and tear on your body, and then try to get a contract that way. Like, I think that's unfair.
Yeah, I hold out. Saquon Barkley he's definitely top 15 running backs.
Top 15?
Yeah.
I got him 10. Top 10. I got him possibly top 5.
No. Listen to why I said 15. Because the original question was Daniel Jones a top 15 quarterback?
All right.
So I'm saying he's definitely a top 15 running back. So if you're going to pay a not top 15 quarterback all that money that you paid him, and you have a top 5 running back, but it's again, Jacobs didn't get his contract extended.
He sure didn't. Jacobs didn't either. And there's a lot of running backs that's speaking up for them, man. I think Derrick Henry said something about it. CMC said something about it, man. CMC didn't have a problem getting his money though.
What does CMC have different than the rest of these running backs that we mentioned?
Right complexion for the protection for the collection.
Yeah, and he catches really well out the backfield. Pause. So he's a hybrid. You can turn him away from, like, he can literally go and say, "Hey, no, I'm
a receiver.
Gonna play receiver."
Yeah, like when who did that for the Saints? The tight end, Jimmy Graham.
Yep.
He was like, "Look, man, hey, you gotta pay me like a receiver." That's how bad I was, and he was that dude. I don't know how he fell off so fast, but he was that dude, man. But Saquon, I think the only thing going against him is he had 2 years where he battled injuries, but so did CMC.
Yeah. 3. He had 2 years where he battled injuries, and then the year after he came back from the second injury, he was still playing scared.
Oh, you mean he was playing for a team that didn't have no O-line or quarterback or receiver or coach?
Well, when you put it that way, remember I wanted to say nah, so bad, but I went through the roster real quick.
Man. The only thing they had to throw to was a rookie or a second year tight end, Evan Ingram.
That's
it. I don't remember none of the receivers.
Nah. They got rid of him. They sent him. They had Golden. Golden was it?
Golden Tate.
Golden Tate. They had Golden Tate that year.
What was Saquon a rookie with Odell, or was Odell already gone?
No, I think Saquon and Odell played together.
At least 1 year, yeah.
Maybe 2.
Yeah, and Odell was complaining about them trying to stick with Peyton Manning old behind. They missed out on getting a quarterback. Yeah, Eli. Yeah, who I say? Peyton. I said Peyton.
Peyton.
Oh, yeah. But my whole thoughts on it though. I'm gonna go on the rant just a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know this got to do with the whole myth, and some of that you got examples for it. So I wouldn't even say it's a myth. You know, it's some truth to it. You know, you get a running back. Even if they translate the first year, let's say they pop their first rookie season, just like Saquon did, or you're a beast. Well, you on a rookie contract that lasts 3 or 4 years, right? And they saying the shelf life for NFL players in general on average is 3 years. And they saying it's even less than that for running backs. So you telling me that running backs typically don't make it past 4 years with a lot of tread left on their tires, but my rookie contract is not over until after 4 years. So when we come to the negotiating table, we're already in some people's minds washed. We do a rookie contract, we try to get our first big contract, and we're already in people's mind past our prime and wash. And I think that's jacked up and unfair because this is a position that plays more football than the position of quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Running backs is hitting, blocking, getting tackled, getting hit, running, full speed, going out for passes, catching passes, and some of them, depending on where you at on the depth chart, some of them do this on special teams as well. So
and pass protect.
You're doing all of that, and then you can't get no big contract. It's such an underappreciated position for all the stuff that they do, man. They do way too much. And then for them to just look at a quarterback and they cannot be even the top of their field, just get this money. That is some sick stuff for me. I think they need to protest or boycott or do something.
Well, let me play the other side, the GM and ownership side.
Okay.
We drafted you. We paid you we paid you a rookie contract. Whatever you did good. You broke out of it. There are several teams now. Now everybody, for the most part, is running back through committee. So you're not the only guy anymore. And more so than that, there are top 10 running backs in the league that were drafted day 3 of the draft, round 6, round 7.
Okay.
So I can find another you anywhere. Now, it's really jacked up, but that's kind of the mindset that they have going in.
Which okay, so that's fair. All right, so now we get to come back to the negotiating table next CBA, and we need to put some stipulations in place and say a Pro Bowl running back should be able to get this contract. Right. Let's protect Pro Bowl. Let's protect these guys, Pro Bowlers, whatever. Let's protect these guys. Right.
And that's where you fix it. You got to fix it in the collective bargaining agreement.
Yeah, got to.
Because otherwise, and again, Pacheco from the Chiefs was a 7th-round pick.
Yeah.
He was actually their 2nd pick in the 7th round.
Yeah.
So, and he did decent last year for a rookie year.
Yeah, decent. Saquon did better than decent though. You know what I mean? So
you won't like CMC, Henry, Saquon. I don't think. I wouldn't put nobody else above.
It used to be Kamara used to be up there. Kamara used to be up there.
But you can see the what all this Saquon had to play without that year after his injury. Coach,
quarterback, receiver, O-line.
And that's what Kamara had to play without last year. Nah, he really did.
If they would have put Eat the W in, they had Chris Olave. Eat the W. They benched Eat the W. If they would have put him out there.
Who did they go with? They went with Rifle, redhead Rifle, didn't they? Andy
they
Dalton.
Went with They went with Dalton, and I want to say they wanted to start old boy the running back, the Taysom Hill.
Oh man.
Yeah. They wanted. I think he probably got one start at least, but they went with Dalton toward the end of the year.
And this year they're going with buddy from Oakland, Carr.
They going with Carr. He should do well out there. Slant man, he might stay healthy. Who knows?
Slant man, Carr, Kamara. Whew.
Olave.
Olave.
Yeah.
And who is that coach?
I don't remember.
Ceiling at 8 wins. That's their ceiling.
It's possible. What
They play in a really weak division.
Yeah.
I'd say their ceiling is at 9.
What about Denver with Sean Payton over there and Russell Future Wilson?
That man beefing with a rapper.
Ain't gonna end well.
They ceiling is 8 wins.
Dang. Crazy.
I think they may beat Vegas twice. Vegas actually, in my opinion, downgraded at quarterback. Jimmy G's not as good as Derek Carr. Period. He may fit their system better, but no. They got rid of Carr. They got rid of Waller. They got Adams, but Jimmy G can't get the ball to Adams.
Not deep.
Right. So you're gonna turn Adams into slant man. Got it.
And then they lost Waller. And that's probably who Jimmy G would have been targeting a lot.
But they'll probably give it to Hunter Renfrow a lot.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah. So Oakland will be decent. I mean Vegas will be okay. I think Vegas will finish 4th. Denver will finish 3rd. The Chargers are gonna charge it themselves. Like they're gonna. It's a thing. And the coach will get fired this year. I mean, they might even win 8. They might even win 10 to 11 games, but the coach will still get fired.
Which is funny, man, because he got his job, and Lynn was doing a heck of a job with them. And
Lynn was the black dude, right?
Yeah, Lynn was the black dude. They fired him. It was one of those things where he wasn't doing horrible. It was like the Mark Jackson thing.
It's the same thing. Like, dude, they're not gonna be able to get past Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes. So you got your franchise quarterback in Herbert, and your receivers are another year older and another step slower.
Yep. So
you're gonna have to.
And Eckler is a crash dummy. He'll miss 4 games this season at least.
Yeah, at least. So the only person you can blame is now your coach. So they'll fire him at the end of the season. He'll make it through the season, but they'll fire him at the end of the season. They say, "Oh, let's bring in this other guy," and they'll probably go try to get Brian Leftwich.
Yeah,
or somebody like that.
Yeah.
Or Brian Leftwich or somebody from the Rams coach tree. I can't think of his name right now. Sean McVay. Somebody from McVay's tree.
Yeah.
Offensive guru. But what you should do is get some linebackers who can play in coverage and rush the quarterback, because you don't
like them. They still got Khalil Mack. You don't like them on defense?
No. But you can't blitz. You can't send extra rushes at Pat Mahomes. You're never going to beat the Chiefs that way.
Okay.
He'll make you pay, and then he's already figured out this past year. He figured out what to do when they just play cover 2 the whole game. So now you got to try to figure out another way to kind of slow him down. It took him a year to figure it out, though.
Man, the whole thing with Kansas City, man.
And he got a crazy part. Man. If he stays healthy, Kadarius Toney will be what Cheetah was.
Nope.
He's every bit of athletic. He's every bit as fast.
Sure. I wouldn't say every bit as fast.
No. Dude was he's about as fast as Cheetah.
It's tough.
But the crazy part was he's bigger. He's bigger than Tyreek Hill, and
But y'all already committed to receiver by committee. Y'all committed to
Yeah, for sure.
So the thing with Tyreek is he was a guy that was gonna be on the field 90% of the time, and he demanded the ball because he already established himself before Kansas City established himself as a a Super Bowl winner. So it's kind of hard to peel that back and tell this guy, hey man, it's just basically what Pat Mahomes want. It's gonna be Mahomes and Kelsey and the receivers, y'all just interchangeable. That's not the case with Hill. So he was gonna get a lot of targets. He was gonna get a lot of targets, and all that stuff. I don't think Tony will get those targets like that. He'd be coming on and off the field. One game it might not be his game. One game that might be going to.
And then that dude, Rasheed Rice that we just drafted, he crazy. But Tony ran a 4.39 40, and Tyreek ran a 4.29. Dang. But Tyreek Hill is 5'10", and Kadarius Stone is 6 feet, so he's a little bigger, little bigger body, pose, little tougher. So if he can stay healthy, he'll give you what you got out of Tyreek Hill. I don't think he's as good as Tyreek. I'm not saying he's as good as Cheetah at all. But I'm saying in the offense, because a lot of plays you couldn't even throw it to Tyreek Hill because you got Kelsey in the middle,
right?
And then, but you got MVS still has blazing speed,
right? That's why Tony ain't gonna be able to do what Cheetah did. They're gonna be bringing them boys on and off the field.
But what I'm saying, so you had no need for McCole Hartman no more because Tony is what Hartman was. And then you got that rookie, Rasheed Rice. I don't think our receiving core is as bad as people think it would be.
We'll see. I mean, how much of it is gonna be scheme, and how much of it is gonna be Mahomes running around like a chicken with his head cut off, making stuff happen like a video game? Because I think the more you do that,
Curry do.
Not as much. Nah, not as much as Mahomes. Most of Mahomes stuff is off script.
That is the script.
Sure, you can say that's a script, but it's still off script. Saying I don't have a script and we freestyling is it's not a script. It's just said we don't have a script. That's our MO.
Dude, they have a script. Dude, we have one of the.
It ain't the run. The script ain't the run. It ain't like y'all coming in and saying, "Look, man, we gonna take what the defense give us. We go ram it down y'all throat with the run game and stuff." Nah, y'all not doing that. Y'all going out there and saying,
"I'm about to go on a limb. I'm going on a limb. We will have 1,000-yard rusher this year."
Who is it gonna be? Pacheco? Look, he won't even start every game.
Why? Why won't he start? Who's gonna get the other start?
Y'all still got Edwards-Helaire, don't you?
Yeah,
he'll start some games. Y'all got a vet on there, don't you? If not, y'all go pick one up. Who y'all vet? Y'all gotta have a vet.
Clyde the vet now. Clyde got 5 in the game.
Y'all got somebody older.
Not in that backfield room.
Y'all have
no.
The last 2 years you had Shady McCoy 1 year, you had Le'Veon Bell 1 year. Y'all go keep
last year they brought in Melvin Gore.
Right.
Not Gore, Melvin Gordon.
Yeah. Y'all keep a vet.
So they'll bring somebody in halfway through the season.
Yeah, Ed Rigo go get a vet and he'll get a couple of starts. He might get 1,000, he might not. I mean, at the end of the day, we got an extra game we playing. We playing 17 games now, 18?
Yeah, 17.
And so to get 1,000, you only need to average what? 60 yards a game?
Do you think that's good math?
No, but you the mathematician. It might be 50. I don't know. Almost 20 games because you need 100 a game if you're playing 10 games. So close to 20 games, you need closer to 50. So But I guess
58. Yo, 60
58.
was a good man.
That was good math.
That was a good man.
Yeah, see, look at that. I ain't so not so shabby after all.
Nah, I just asked, what did you think he was a good man? That man jumped off of it quick. No,
Yeah, but 60 yards a game. Yeah, I mean, it could be possible.
it's doable. It's doable.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of it might be in garbage time.
Yeah. You think y'all gonna have some blowouts where y'all just go run the ball the whole fourth quarter?
We never have blowouts.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think our defense will be a lot better this year. Everybody's a year older. We played 9 rookies on defense last year. Maybe 7 got significant time.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's too much razzle dazzle for me, for y'all, and like Mahomes can't keep coming out on top with the razzle dazzle off script plays. Last year he came out on top. I mean, like the 2 playoff games to get him to the Super Bowl. The fourth quarter was a lot of razzle dazzle, wasn't it? Was it the Bengals where he ran out of bounds and got hit?
Yeah,
A flag. And there was a couple of plays before that was razzle dazzle. So that came down to razzle dazzle. I want to say the game before that did too.
Now the game before that was the Jags. He got hurt. That game was never really in question. But the Super Bowl came down to that 28-yard run in the third quarter. Well,
yeah. A lot of razzle dazzle. I'm like, man, how many times can he come out on top, man? He can't keep coming out on top with it. At some point, it's gonna catch up to y'all.
But the part that people forget is he's still an elite quarterback with just his arms and his mind.
I agree, and that's why I'm taking him in fantasy first round this year, in both my leagues.
I hope I don't get number 1 pick.
Hey,
if I get number 1 pick, it's still not Pat. That's not my number 1 fantasy guy.
I'm just letting you know, man.
I go 8-7. I go 8-7 first.
Yeah. Hey, look, you go 8-7. I'm gonna have 15 on my roster. It is what it is.
And then if I go 15, you're going 8-7.
No, I don't want 8-7. Not at all. I'm not doing this to hate. It's just my strategy this year. I'm taking 15. I'm just look. At least I'm letting you know ahead of time. I'm taking 15, big dog. If you want them, we can start negotiating now if you want them. I mean, it's up to you. But
I'm not committed to 15 in fantasy. That's a lie. 1. Number 2. I can't even tell that lie.
Yeah, I know you can't. Boy, hey, I wish I could have a camera on you when I take 15. I can see you throwing stuff in your room, and right there in that same spot you sitting in, I can see you just slinging stuff across the room. But it's gonna be a joy to watch to find out what draft order we got, because if I'm anywhere before you, you can cancel Christmas. I'm taking 15, so I'm just letting you know.
I really believe that the league is built on hate, and no matter real talk, I won 3 leagues last year,
right?
And I didn't have 15 in any one of the leagues that I won,
right?
And I had 15 in 3 other leagues.
Okay, but you didn't win those.
No.
Mm-hmm. Well, we already know what it is, man. I already told you what it is. But hey, man, we're coming up on 2 hours. And that was it for today, man. We'll get back. Hey, man, what's a good time, man? Should we get in here? Hey, put in the comment section, man. What's a good time if we want to do that? You want to keep doing it on Saturday or no?
It don't. Saturdays are gonna be.
Saturday is a day that you usually plan stuff. You know what I mean? Like you might be doing yard work. It might be date night,
family day.
Yeah, Saturday is tough. My soccer game.
Well, shoot, let the viewers, man, let us know, man, when y'all want to see us. Let us know.
Yeah, what day and time? What's a good time? Is it morning or evenings? I don't know, man. I'm trying to figure out when everybody free, but I don't know. Let us know in the comment section, man. But we out of here, man. We'll catch y'all next Saturday, man. We just don't know what time. Pay attention. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, man, so you can get it. You can get notified whenever we go live and all that good stuff, man. We'll catch y'all on the next episode. Peace.